We're having a first bit of rain that we have had in probably, I think, about 56 days now. I mean, it's not heavy rain, just a very light shower coming down, but it's done a tremendous lot to revive the woods. I think it started falling in the last night sometime. We've desperately needed it. The moss that's in the forest here was almost dead from it being so dry, which is pretty unusual because the forest floor normally stays fairly damp. I mean, it did retain water, but just not enough to really keep the moss carpet on the go. But the shelter has stayed nice and dry, no problems. Everything's draining the way I wanted it to drain, and it looks like everything will come off the back here fine, even with heavier rain, and then it's just going to run down the side of this log. Whatever doesn't immediately absorb into the ground, because obviously, with a shelter roof this size, it creates a very large water catchment. But so whatever's running off the front of this shelter's plastic awning here is just working through this new area that I filled in the other day, and will eventually just all pass out through the drain down there. So everything's working as expected. I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up, but I mean, as you can see, it's dry inside. No water's made its way in. Anyway, so the heavy rains will test all of that, but so far so good. Well, we had, I think, about 56 days with no rain out here in western Washington, and we had the light showers start during the course of last night, and it's continued through today. The water is obviously much needed here. We've seen some really dry conditions in the forest here in the mountains, but admittedly, these are not heavy showers. We're going to get our winter rains coming, which will test the whole drainage and the seal of the shelter itself. I think we should be good. Like most things, there's always some things you can't anticipate, and you fix them as they come up. I want to make this a little bit more user-friendly now that it's basically set up, and add some hooks and little things where you can hang stuff up, store gear and all that type of thing. You don't really want it all over the floor. The floor's a bit dirty today because I've climbed in here with my filthy boots, but once things get set up, I'll start leaving my boots literally at the door, and we'll sort out a better flooring system here. At the moment it's just a blue top down, nothing exciting, but at least it's a layer between myself and the dirt. Winter is going to need obviously a greater degree of insulation between whoever's in here and the immediate dirt and water moving underneath it. But so we'll get that all sorted out. Yeah, I say it's not cold outside really. I mean, obviously it's a bit warmer inside here out of the breeze and direct rain, and I'm actually really keen to see how this little shelter's going to perform in winter, and hopefully, I think we'll get some snow, later, after January, February sometime. It will give us that sort of fun overnight in the snow again. If those of you that follow me saw that last time we did it in my original little summer shelter, which really wasn't designed for the task, but was adequate. Myself and my good friend Nathan got through the night no problems. So yeah, this is going to be a much nicer, slightly more sophisticated shelter. You can see with where I'm sitting in a push, you could probably fit, well, if you crammed them in like sardines, you could get 4 adults in here, basically shoulder to shoulder. Say 3 people, I think you'd be also kind of tight but comfortable, and say for 2 people, great space. The shelter's just, what is it, about 7 foot some change by 7 foot some change, so if you sleep with your head down to the point of the shelter, there's you know, there's enough room for you in your sleeping bag to stretch out nicely. There's room to lay, you know, basically divide the room with your kit, and then, you know, the 2 people spending the night can have a half side each. So the space in here is way improved over what I had before. But I say what I had before was, you know, really based on having just one person spend time there. And this is obviously up the game. I can't do any real work today. Well, I don't really feel like going and running around in the rain, and I've got other stuff to do. I need to finish the chinking on the walls, and I wanted to sort out some tables and other things outside. But, you know, it's cool just to come in and sit here and spend the day, listen to the rain. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but, you know, not everything has to be, you know, dashing over rocks and things, which I do, but this summer's been pretty tame for me, as I've spent most of it, you know, down here doing the shelter. Anyway, that's pretty much where we are at the moment, and I'll say this in a couple of months is going to be a completely changed place. It's just difficult when you've only got weekends to come and, you know, work on it. But yeah, I'm kind of happy. You know, I'm sure, like anything else, I could have done better again, but, you know, it's difficult when you're working with one set of hands to, you know, get everything precise and completely lined up, yada yada. I'm happy with the results. It's functional, and that's what I was going for. Anyway, so the folks that have been following this, you know, I hope that, as I suppose I've been sort of learning and doing stuff, it's served as some kind of inspiration for you guys to go and build something yourself. I mean, certainly my methods are not perfect, but I'm one of those people, I prefer to try stuff myself. I don't necessarily want to go and copy something completely that other people have done. I mean, there's nothing original here, but it's just I've made it up as I've gone along, so whatever. Alright. Well, this will be the first lunch I'm having inside the shelter, which is quite cool. Easy enough to set up your kitchen, fold back the top, and pull out your bit, and lunch is done. Cool.